Okay, so welcome to this lesson where we want to look at the angle properties of a triangle. Okay, the angle properties of a triangle. A triangle is a three-sided polygon. Okay, so first of all, we are going to look at the types of triangles. First of all, we're going to look at the types of what? The triangles. Okay, so here are the types of the triangles. Okay, these are coming from this book. Maybe if you have it, you can get them from there. Okay, so we are saying, how many types of triangles do we have? There are 4. Let me put them like this. These are the 4 types of triangles that we have. So please pay attention and get to know these. The scaling, okay? What is it? Here are the drawings. Then what are the properties of this? This triangle, the 3 sides are different, okay? They have different length, as well as all the 3 angles, okay? All the 3 angles are what? Are different also. As you can read here, these are the properties of the first one. Then the second one is an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has got 2 equal sides, and the 2 base angles are equal, and 2 base angles are equal. Take note of this. An isosceles triangle, the 2 sides are equal. The 2 sides are what? Are equal. All right? The 2 sides are equal. Then, what are we getting here? We are also told that the base angles are equal. The base angles where these 2, okay, where these 2 sides are standing on, these 2 sides where they are coming from, these 2 angles are what? Are equal. Okay, so take note here that it can be, maybe the triangle can be drawn like this. Okay, once we are saying this is equal to this one, where are the base angles? The base angles are this one and this one. So it means if this angle is 58, even this one is 58. Just after we have seen these 2, it can also look like this. It is still the same thing. Okay, we have to know that this side is equal to this one. Then those base angles are equal. The way it is drawn doesn't matter. You should be guided by these. Okay, so if it is drawn like this, then here we say this and this one. Which one has the which ones are the base angles? Sorry, the base angles are these ones, this and this one. And what are we saying? These angles are equal. So you need to know that. You need to know that. And we can go to the third one. The third one, so you can see an equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? All the 3 sides are equal, and all the 3 angles are what? Are equal. The 3 sides are equal. All the 3 angles are what? Are equal. Now, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 300. I mean, it's 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So 100, when you divide it by 3, it will give you 60. So each one of these is 60. So that goes to tell you that when you have a triangle drawn like this, then you have got this, this, and this. It is telling you that all these 3 sides are what? Are equal. And by virtue of these 3 sides being equal, you must automatically know that then even these 3 interior angles are what? Are equal. So meaning each one of them is 60. Each one of them is 60. That is one thing that you're supposed to know. For the other one, we were saying if you have this case and this one, then it means these base angles are the ones that are equal. But if we have all the 3 sides like this, then it means also the interior angles are equal. And if the 3 of them are equal, then we are saying since interior angles of a triangle add up to 180, you divide this by 3. It will give you 60, 60, 60. That is what we are having here. So take note of that. Then we have what we call a right-angled triangle. A right-angled triangle. One of the angles is a right angle, which is 90 degrees. One of the angles is a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So take note of that. Take note of that. Take note of that. Okay? Take note of that. Get to know these. When you have got this symbol, it means this is 90 degrees. So this is a right angle. What is a right angle? A right angle is an angle where you have, is a triangle where you have one of the interior angles as 90 degrees. An equilateral triangle has all the three sides equal as well as all the angles. Then an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal and the base angles are also what? Equal. Then this one we said sides are different, angles are also different. Okay? Okay, so you have to copy these triangles exactly the way they are in your books. All right? So you need first of all to be familiar with all these concepts here. Okay? You need to be very familiar with these concepts here. Then from there, we can now proceed to look at the examples. We'll be referring to these concepts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, especially the last three, these. Okay, so now we can go to the examples. So please copy these three examples here and try to work them out even before you look at the answers based on what I explained here. Calculate the size of the angles marked with letters. Calculate the size of the angle marked with the letters. So, for instance, here, A, okay? This A here, how do we find our A? Okay? We are saying the three interior angles of a triangle add up to what? Add up to 180. Okay? So you need to add this one and this one. Then you subtract them from 180 to get this one. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? So we are going to say 180 degrees. A is equal to 180 degrees minus, we subtract 63 and 48. What are we going to get? Okay? That is what we're supposed to do. Let's try to do it. What are we going to get? We're going to get 69 degrees. So that is the first one here. But then, you have to know that to find B, if we know what A is, to find B, if you know what A is, A and B are angles on a straight line. A and B are angles on a straight line. And if you still remember from our first lesson, we said angles on a straight line add up to 180, 108. So we are saying these two here, when you say B, A and B must give us 180 degrees. Now, if our A, we want to find B, B is equals to 180 minus A. 180 and our A is what? 69. That's what we got here. So when you subtract here, what are you going to get? This is going to give us what? 111 degrees. That's what we're going to get. Okay. Now let's move on to the second one. Let us move on to the second one. Here we want to find the value of C and the value of D. We want to find the value of C and the value of D. So what you are supposed to do first is to find the value of C. Like I indicated on the first one, these two are angles on a straight line. They are supplementary angles. So you add the two and equate them to 180. Okay? You add the two and equate them to 180. What are we saying? You have to find C, you're going to say 180 minus 145. What do you get? That's what you're going to get here. Okay? Let's try to do that. What are we going to get? We need to subtract this one. Let's subtract. So we're going to get 35 degrees. So this is what? 35 degrees here. C is 35 degrees. What about D? So it goes back to say D plus C plus 90. This is 90 here. Must give us 180. Okay? Then D plus 35. Our C is 35 plus 90 is equals to 180. So to get D, we're going to say 180 minus 90 minus 35. Or if you want, you can add these. So what do you get here? You can say D is equals to 90 minus 35. Because you know 180 minus 90 is 90. So what do you get there when you have those two? Let's subtract. Can we subtract? So this is going to give us 55 degrees. So D is 55 degrees. Now let's look at this one. This is very important also. Now look at this bar here and this one. What are they telling us? I told you that this tells us that the base angles are equal. That is what it means here, please. The base angles are equal. That is what it means, that the base angles are equal. So what are we going to do? This is, if this is 70, then this one is also 70. Okay? So E is equals to 70 degrees. Why? This is they are base angles. They are base angles. And this is an isosceles triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. Right? Then from this point, now we can go on and say since we have 70 and 70, so we're going to say F is equals to 180 minus these two angles that we know. When you add 70 plus 70, what do you get? You get 140. 140 degrees. So when you subtract, what you get? You're going to get 40. Okay? You're going to get 40. And again, I must also be able to mention here, if you were given this angle here as 40, then you have got this. How do you find these angles here? Because you know that these angles are equal. So you needed to subtract this one from 180. When you subtract this one from 180, it will give you 140. Now, since you know that 140 must be shared by these two angles equally, you divide this one by 2. So it will give you 70 and 70. Okay? So take note of that. Very important. Okay. So I want us to look at this. There is this point here that I want us to look at. So I'll try to do this. Okay. Then we say this is parallel to this one. So take note. Now, if these two lines are parallel, and if this angle here is 40, then we know that this angle is corresponding to this one. So meaning this one is also what? 40. Take note of that. Then if this one here is 70, then it means even this angle here is what? Is 70. Why? These are alternate angles. So this is going to be 70. What have you seen? So this whole angle here, we have added these two angles here. Okay? If I can bring it down here, it's like we can say this is 40 and this is 70. What is this whole angle here? You add this, it will give you what? To give us 110. Isn't it? You saw how it came about. You saw how it came about. So this is one rule that you really have to know in, please pay attention. This is one rule that you really have to know in what? In this topic. You really have to know this rule in this topic. Okay? So what is it called? These two interior angles are equal to the opposite exterior angle. Okay? They are equal to the opposite exterior angle. So what are we talking about? There could be an instance where you have this case. This angle here is given as 110 degrees. Then here you are given this as 40. Now they are asking you to find this angle here. What is it? So you must recall this concept that these angles here are equal to this one. So you subtract this 40 from this one. Let's go to the book and read. This is what is being explained here. The angles inside the triangle are called interior angles. So this is what I want you to write now in your book. This is what I want you to write. This is what I want to write up to here. So the interior and exterior angles in a triangle. The angles inside the triangle are called interior angles. An exterior angle is formed by extending one of the sides of, just like here when this one was extended. So this is what is being explained here, what I was trying to explain to you. This is what is being explained, that except that maybe here there's a different explanation where they used angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line, but all the same. So the rule that you must write is this one. In a triangle, the exterior angle, which is D here, the exterior angle, which is D, is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. Underline this one and you must know it. You write this first, then you come and conclude on this one. Okay? You come and conclude on this one. That is very important. That is very, very important. That is very, very important there. Okay? That is very, very important. So, take note of this, please. Take note of that one. I can give you an example here. Example 1. Example 1, you copy this example. Find x. We do this. Find what? X. Then I'm going to say this angle here is given. What do I say? I already told you that we say this is okay. 120. Then this is 80 degrees. What is x here? So this is where we said now, these two interior angles, which is x plus 80, they are equal to the opposite exterior angle. You need to know this rule. So x is equals to 120 minus 80. What do you get? You are going to get, what are we going to get? We're going to get, what are we going to get? Okay. We're going to get 40, isn't it? We're going to get 40 degrees. So this is 40 here. And it is the same thing. If we were given this angle and this one, to find this, it's easier. Just add this one and this. They add these two, they'll give you that one. Alternatively, if you want, you can find this angle here. If you are given this one, after you have found this angle, then you subtract this angle from 180, because you know that this angle and this one, they're angles on a straight line. Okay? This is the first example. The second example is this one here, which is already even given. Calculate angle G and H. G and H. Now, see this. These are not just given there to decorate your question or what. You must know that these mean that these base angles are equal. There's this angle and this one, they are equal. You see where we are coming from. So you first have to find these two angles. So you subtract this one from 180. Okay? So we say 180 minus 24. Then the angle that we are going to get, we need to divide it by 2. Okay? 180 minus 24. We're going to get what? 156. This 156 we need to divide by 2. Okay? We need to divide it by 2. We're going to get what? 78. So these two angles here, this angle and this G. So G is equals to what? G is equals to 78. G is equals to 78 degrees. I hope you are following me. Then, if we want to find H, there are two ways. Since we know what G is, we can just subtract G from 180. Okay? So I'm saying the two methods are that the first one can be 180 minus 78. Okay? That can be the first one because they are angles on a straight line. Then the second one is where we say this angle here and this one, they are interior angles. So when we can say this angle here, which is 24 plus 78, these angles must be equal to what? To H. Here we said also this must be H. Because we are saying these two interior angles are equal to the opposite exterior angles. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. These two angles are, so you can use both methods. So let's see if these methods can give us the same answer here. So this one, when you work it out, it will give us 102 degrees. Let's try the other one. 18 minus 78. It is also giving us 102 degrees. So whichever method that you use, you should be able to get the same answer. Are we together? So let me give you an exercise now. Let me give you an exercise. Okay, so we have these questions here. You can look at them all. But I want you to submit, those of you that submit the answers, you need to copy this one, and this one. I want you to submit the first 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm giving you some more. These you can just solve them. They are there for your practice. Just you can also look at these. They're just there for your practice. Okay, they're just there for practice. But if you are submitting, you submit the first 3 plus what I'm still giving beside. Okay, you can copy this one also, question 27. But maybe before I give you this question as an exercise, I'm giving you some more questions as exercises. So, but first of all, I want you to look at, let's do this one together. Find the value of x, this x, what is x? So I'm sure you remember that we said these 3 angles in a triangle, when we add them, these 3 angles in a triangle, when we add them, they should give us 180. So that's what we are going to do even here. We're going to say x, which is this x here, plus x plus 10, which is this one here, this, plus x plus 65, this must give us 180 degrees. So take note of that. So here we don't have a minus anywhere. So we're just going to work this thing out. X plus x plus x. You can say, if you want, you can put these together nicely. X, because they are all positives. And 10 plus 65 is equals to 180. So work out this. This will give you 3x plus 75 is equals to 180. So this is 3x is equals to what? 180 minus 75. So we have 3x is equals to, let's subtract there and see what we're going to get. 105. So 105, we divide it by 3. Okay, you divide both sides by 3, you divide both sides by 3. So x is equals to what? X is equals to 35 degrees. X is equals to 35 degrees. So this angle here is 35 degrees. If you want to find the actual size of this angle, you say 35 degrees plus this one. Here it will be 45. You add this plus that. So that is how you deal with these ones here. That's how you deal with this angle. So take note of that. This is one example that maybe we had not dealt with. So let me give you more questions that you're supposed to do. Okay, so you can copy these questions here. This one, 1, 2, 3, and we also have this one here. Also have this one. You pause the video and copy them. I'm giving you as many as possible. Okay. Okay, there is this one also. Copy this one. So copy question 36. That's all. Copy question 36. You should know what this means. You should know what this means. Okay, you should know what this means. Okay. Okay, copy this one also. Copy this question here. We also have another one here. I told you that I'm giving as many as possible for revisions. Okay, question 17 here. Look at it. Copy it and answer. Question 23. Question 23 here. Question 25. And 25, you must know. If this is 25 here, what is this angle? This is also 25. I mean, I'm just trying to help you. So you should be able to answer this one also. Okay, so we have this question here. Okay, this one. Then we also have this one, question 28. So this takes you back to what we did, the first lesson there. You must apply some of the rules. You see, we're coming from somewhere, so you need to build on. Okay. We have this one here. And the last one is this angle. Is this triangle here. Okay. I want you to think critically here. Okay. So this is the end of this lesson. This was presented by Mr. Mbondo on 0979 6738. Just in case there's somewhere where I made a mistake where I would want us to make corrections. Thank you very much. Okay.